Hi there. Welcome to the channel called Old People Wisdom, hashtag OPW. This video is all about our origin story and how OPW came to be. What the heck is Old People Wisdom? And why would you want to spend some time watching any of the video content here? I'm so glad you asked. My name's Terri Wilber. This was my brainchild after 20 plus years in the personal growth and development industry. I'm a teacher, I'm a trainer, and I work with people as a coach and a consultant on personal growth and development, their businesses. I specialize in entrepreneurs. Mostly, though, today's an important day for me, happens to be my birthday. And today, I'm what they call double nickels, 55. And to some people, that might seem really old. I know when I was in my 20s and 30s, 55 seemed really old, right? Now that I'm 55 is a spring chicken. And now 85 looks old. It keeps getting up layered as you get older. It gets farther away, right? But the point is, at 55, I have an entire collection of experiences, challenges, opportunities for growth, things that I've learned along the way that I've realized could be very beneficial to some other people. And so what happened a couple of years ago, my oldest nephew, who is now 17, was 15 at the time. His name's Joaquin, and he lives in Phoenix. I live in Denver. I happened to be visiting Phoenix, and he was having a challenge. And he said, Tia, that's what he calls me. Tia is aunt in Spanish. He's like, Tia, I've got this challenge, and here's my challenge. And he lays it all out. He's like, what do you think I should do? So I gave him some tidbits. I gave him some suggestions on things he could do. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're so smart. Like, where did you learn all of this? I said, well, it's part of being an adult. It's called adulting. And you'll get there. You've got lots of time. Don't worry, you'll get there, right? I said, what I just gave you was some snippets, some old people wisdom. And he's like, old people wisdom. I like it. Like, that should be a hashtag, OPW, old people wisdom. And I kind of chuckled, and I was like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever, hashtag. So fast forward a few months, I'm back in Phoenix, and he's like, hey, Tia, I got another thing I got to talk to you about. So he lays out his thing. Once again, I give him some snippets. He's like, man, I knew you'd hit me with that OPW. And I had totally forgotten about OPW. And I'm like, what? He's like, that old people wisdom. I knew you would just hit me up with some of that OPW. I love it. Like, more. You got to give me some more. So here's this 15 to 16-year-old kid who is just thirsty for some wisdom, some life lessons. And that's how OPW came to be. This has become an ongoing theme. I have clients that I coach or I consult with, and oftentimes they have said, I just need a pocket Terri. I need a pocket Terri I could tuck in and take with me wherever. And whenever I need a cheerleader or a dose of something uplifting, or I need someone to be a soundboard to sound all these problems I'm having out, like I just need a pocket Terri. So here I am. I'm your pocket Terri. Although to call the channel Pocket Terri just seemed weird to me. So we went with OPW, Old People Wisdom. And so the whole idea is we as human beings, as a society, we learn best through stories. That's how our brain takes in information in the best, most consumable fashion. So here at OPW, you're going to get a weekly dose of truth, of reality, of life, an accumulation of all of the lessons I've learned over the years. There really is nothing new in the personal growth and development space, like literally for the last century. But the information can be repackaged and delivered in such a way that it's consumable to the right people, to the end user, right? And so my hope is that as you're spending some time with me here, that these stories I'm going to relay, these anecdotes, these life lessons, these different ways that they're going to weave themselves into what we're about to do with different topics we're going to cover every week, hopefully you find them relatable, that you can use them for some inspiration in your own life. So I want to start with one of the biggest things, and you'll notice it's in the description for video number 1, and that is, how do you eat the elephant of life? If you don't know what I'm referring to, if you don't even know what the elephant of life is, we use the expression, how do you eat the elephant, when you feel overwhelmed in life. When you have so many plates spinning in the air, so many balls you're juggling, you don't even know which end is up. And sadly, in this country, that tends to be the case for a lot of us on a daily basis. We pack our lives so full of commitments and agreements that we feel completely overwhelmed on a continual basis. And oh, by the way, we don't schedule enough self-care in that process. And so we feel completely depleted at the end of the day. So when we talk about the elephant of life, we're talking about this feeling of overwhelm. And here's the truth. Whether you want to accept it or not, it's the reality of what is. You could only eat one bite of the elephant at a time. You can't shove an entire haunch in there, or a trunk, or a big old elephant steak at one time. You can literally only eat the elephant one bite at a time. So regardless of how much you've packed into your life, how much you have going on, how many plates you have spinning, how many balls you're juggling, whatever the overwhelm is, I want you to stop. I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to realize that literally the only thing you can focus on is the bite you're chewing right now. That's it. We spend so much energy worried about what's yet to happen. The reality is there's no point in worrying about that. Some of the stuff you're going to worry about will never come to pass. Some of the stuff you're going to worry about, even if it were to come to pass, you can't do anything about it anyway. Literally only 4% statistically of the stuff you're going to worry about is actually valid worry. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to stick around for 4% of valid worry. There's no point in worrying at that stage, right? So I invite you to let go. Let go, lean in, and maybe through some OPW, you'll level up in your life, right? And you'll eat the elephant one bite at a time. So right now in this moment, savor the bite. Savor the morsels, the taste, the aroma, all of it, and enjoy the present. Don't worry. When you're ready for the next bite, there's plenty of elephant left to go around, and you don't have to put any bandwidth of brain power onto that. Trust me when I tell you, the plate is still full. It'll still be there. So let go and enjoy the bite. We'll see you in the next video next week. Thanks for stopping by.